Okay, what is up, guys? It's your boy Bagel Brandon, and it has been a minute. It has been like the better half of a year. But I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm here, and I'm recording videos again. I'm probably gonna knock out like two in this session, whatever. So I thought I'd treat you guys because one of the most popular videos on the channel was me giving my review of a Lana Del Rey album, which was Chemtrails Over the Country Club, and that was the first Lana Del Rey album that I ever listened to. And I really, really fucking liked it. I really enjoyed it. I loved it, and I think you guys really liked that video because I kind of give like a different perspective. Me being like an outsider, someone who doesn't usually listen to indie pop or Lana Del Rey for that matter, giving my perspective on that and kind of giving like a different point of view, whatever, as like an outsider looking in. So, we're here again, and thankfully Lana Del Rey released a new album, so I have a new video to make, which is going to be a review of Blue Banisters. So let's get into it. So first off, I kind of want to compare and contrast this to Chemtrails. Chemtrails feels a lot more like raw and unfiltered um, than this album, I think. Like this album still has that raw, unfiltered, unedited feel to it, but maybe not to the same degree that Chemtrails does. Because with Chemtrails, you can really feel it. Like I feel like I can almost hear like an echo at some points during some of the songs, and you can like the album just feels or has like the vibe like she just went into her garage and just recorded the full album. Didn't edit it at all, maybe like a little bit of soundproofing and like audio engineering and stuff, and just put the bitch out. And I feel like that's what Chemtrails is. And I'm not like blaming that for it at all. The album is fucking great. It's fantastic. But this album doesn't quite have that same feel, or maybe not to the same degree. Um, you can really feel that type of vibe on her three singles from Blue Banisters, this album, which are like what are they? Textbook, Blue Banisters, the title track, and Wildfire, Wildflower. I'm probably gonna mispronounce that song name like 7 times. So I guess let's start with the singles just because I already mentioned them, and that's how I got into this album. Was the three singles as they came out because they came out like right after Chemtrails. I was super surprised. But anyways, I think the first one was like Textbook, or Textbook and Blue Banisters came out at the same time. But we'll go okay, Textbook, right? So with the Textbook, it starts off as a very like slow burn type of verse, which builds into this chorus, which where like some strumming comes in, and it's very very catchy. And not much is like what I expected or whatever, because it has like a much different vibe to Chemtrails. It's kind of it feels like you're like in like a very sunny town or whatever, like Los Angeles or something. You know what I'm saying? You got the sunroof down, you got the sun beaming in your face, you got some sunglasses on, and this song is playing. That is what the song reminds me of. But the next single was Blue Banisters, right? Or the next one that I listened to at least was Blue Banisters. And good lord, this song is amazing. It's like one of my favorite songs from this album, one of my favorite LDR songs in general. Honestly, bro, like there's like 6 or 7 songs on this album which are just like phenomenal, hit the ball out of the park, great. This is probably one of them. This is probably one of them. I'll get into like the what like 5 or 6 others. I'll get to those in a second, but for now, Blue Banisters. It just starts off minimal production, nothing but Lana's voice, super catchy choruses as she's just singing about Oklahoma, and and then it kind of gets into like a pre-chorus or whatever, where she has like I don't know how she wrote this. It's just like she has these really unique vocal inflections where she's really showing the versatility of her voice. She's just going up and down and hitting these high notes and then bouncing back down or whatever until the chorus, where the chorus kind of feels like almost numbing. It almost feels like you've been like injected with some type of like numbing agent or whatever. Like the production just kind of is like drowning you out or whatever, but you're somehow still able to like hear Lana's voice in it, and she's just singing angelically about someone painting her banisters blue, green, and gray. I have no clue what the fuck that means, but it sounds amazing. Okay, and I love this song. But I guess we should get into Wildfire, Wildflower now, right? This song right here. This song right here, another one of my absolute favorites. It's one of the top 7 that I'm talking about. Um, And that's just because, man, the chorus is so good. The chorus is so good. Once again, she's just, it has the same vibe as with Banishers, where she's just bouncing up and down with her voice and the octaves that she's using, and her vocal inflections. It's phenomenal. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I feel like I'm giving nothing but Lana praise right now. But I guess we'll get into some like critiques later or whatever. But yeah, this song's a lot more metaphorical than the other two. The other two are, I interpreted it as like her evolution as not only an artist but a person. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what this album kind of represents as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's what Blue Banisters represents, because she's, the seasons change and she's painting her banisters a different color. Maybe the banisters represent Lana herself, and as she becomes this different person, she becomes, a different color, just like her banisters. Maybe that's what we're supposed to be catching from this. But just in general, I feel like that's one of the main points that I wanted to hit on, was that this album in general feels more mature as Lana, from like all of her content that I've heard, all of her previous albums, the things that I do know about her personal history, because when I was listening to this album, I had to do a little bit of research on Lana, because it's a Lana album. So half the song she's referencing people and things in her life, and I don't know about a lot of those things. So now that we've talked about the singles, and kind of the themes of the album, I guess we should just get into the flow of the album and how the album is formatted to lend itself to the listener, and how it breaks down, whatever, right? So, first we start off with Textbook and Blue Banisters, right? The two opening tracks or whatever. So I feel like that's supposed to represent the themes or whatever of the album going forward. And then we get into Arcadia. And man, I don't like this song. I really do not like this song. This song is it's just so incredibly boring to me. Like I wish I had better takes on this song. But man, like I just can't but feel like this song is just boring as shit. Like, and then after that, you get this really weird like trap interlude with like this like Latino beat, and like I've read that some people consider it to be like a callback to her previous works, where she would kind of incorporate more like trap elements or trap drums, which, like, okay, like Summer Bummer, okay, cool, I kind of get that, but like, why? So next up is Black Bathing Suit, and this song is really what cemented the themes of this album to me. I kind of slipped on this song on my first listen of the album, but after repeated listens and getting more accustomed to this album, Black Bathing Suit became one of my favorite tracks, and it is one of those like 6 or 7 that's like phenomenal. Okay, the ideas present that she is matured and has evolved, and the fact that this album is more, like ultra personal and family oriented to her life. You know what I'm saying? But she's talking to this person, whatever, explaining to them, issues that she has with her family or whatever, and how she's kind of like a damaged person, and she gets really, really personal with it. And I appreciated this on subsequent listens or whatever, actually reading the lyrics and properly processing everything. The Black Bathing Suit, to me, which she references in the song title and the chorus multiple times, I think it's supposed to represent her kind of blocking out others or whatever, from her life or whatever, and how she's actually opening up to this person. You know what I'm saying? That's how I interpret it. And the next track I wanted to hit on was another one of my 6 just favorite songs from the album, which was Dealer. Dealer is phenomenal. Um, I've heard plenty of takes on her vocal inflections that she uses on this one. I feel like probably like maybe once an album, or that's the trend that I'm noticing at least. Lana has one song where she just does something completely weird or crazy with her voice. On Chemtrails, it was White Dress. On this album, it's Dealer, to where she just has these completely like just screaming vocals. Um, and the song is essentially just about inconsistent men in her life, essentially. And I really do like the feature, and I feel like there's not that much to say about this. I feel like y'all know how good Dealer is. Dealer is amazing. So yeah, and then right after that is my another one of my favorite tracks on the album, which is Thunder. It's just it feels so nostalgic to me. I'm not sure why. Just the chorus of Just Do It, Don't Wait, or whatever. It's just so kind of corny, but like corny in like the best way. It's kind of like campy, you know, like old 80s movies. It's kind of campy. Um, but yeah, and I really, really, really do enjoy the breakdown towards the end. If you've heard the song, then you know what I'm talking about. The notes that she hits in this little breakdown at the end of the album, it's the notes. It's crazy. I mean, if you've heard the song, you've heard the song, but man, and essentially just thunder's a metaphor for the way that the guy rolls. He rolls like thunder. He's all smooth and blah 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 blah. So yeah, it's not super deep songwriting, but man, this song is extremely catchy and I love it. To kind of finish off the album, Living Legends, and Cherry Blossom. They're both just two great kind of piano based ballads or whatever. Enjoy them a lot. And I have to give a humongous shout out to guitar, the guitar solo at the end of Living Legend. I think it's at the end of Living Legend. I kind of get these two tracks mixed up, but I think it's Living Legend has an amazing guitar solo at the end of it. It makes me listen to the entire song all the way through every single time, even though it's really long. And to end off the album is another one of my favorite tracks. Is one of the 6 or 7, and that is good old Sweet Caroline. So I had to do some research, as I told you guys, because I know nothing about Lana's personal life, and I finally figured out that Caroline is her sister. Okay, I was listening to the song and I was like, does she have a kid? Because she's talking about baby blues and all that stuff or whatever, right? No, um, Caroline is her sister, and her sister had the baby. So yeah, I felt a little bit goofy. I'm not gonna lie. And Chuck and Chucky is also Caroline. So yeah, Caroline has a bunch of different names over this album, and she's basically just referenced a lot of Lana's work, as far as I can tell, or as far as I know. Working with very limited knowledge here. Okay, I'm not the biggest Lana stan. Okay, I just like music, but yeah, the song is beautiful. The song is beautiful. It's essentially just a ballad tribute to her sister and her sister's newborn baby, and it is very, very, very beautiful. It is very, very beautiful. It is very, very sweet, beautiful, serene. Everything's good. I feel like I'm becoming redundant at this point, though, so I'm going to conclude off the video. If you did like it, please leave a like. If you want to see me review more albums, if you have an album suggestion, if you have any music you want to send to me, anything, comments, leave a like, please, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.